So the M4 looks fantastic in an urban setting. Looks a bit like a supercar actually, especially with all these M performance bits and pieces. But you can't really enjoy your car in the city. So you think to yourself, I'll head out to the countryside, find a nice back road, stretch its legs. But it's not that simple. The problem with becoming more like a supercar is you become more uncomfortable. All supercars are uncomfortable. It's just as simple as that. And so, if you want to go really drive your car, you need to pick your road really carefully. Gotta find a better road than this. Gotta find something smooth with lots of corners, sweeping sort of road. Ideally, you want to find something like this. But if you can't find a racetrack, a road like Chapman's Peak in Houtbeck will do. Yes, this is better. This road is as smooth as an expensive kitchen counter. And even though it's wet today, I still feel relatively confident in this car. But sitting inside, I'm not entirely sure why it's so special. That's easier to answer from the outside. I've never looked at an M4 and thought it was dull, but obviously there are some people who do. And so BMW has a catalogue of upgrades for the M enthusiast. This car is fitted with 170,000 Rand worth of accessories, and a lot of that money is at the back here. This carbon fibre diffuser and exhaust tip combo, that's 50,000 Rand. Reverse carefully. This carbon fibre boot lid, that's 8,000 Rand. The roof is actually standard as carbon fibre. You get that on a normal M4. But these wing mirrors, those are 6,000 Rand each. But the most important part you can't really see. It's underneath the car. It's the M Performance exhaust system, and it costs 60,000 Rand. But it deals with one of the biggest criticisms of this M4, that it just doesn't sound that good. And it definitely works. It's an active exhaust, so flicking the car into Sports Plus opens it up, and now every time you go near the throttle, the cabin is filled with an angry, bassy growl. Yeah, that's good. Now this car has the sound to match its looks. Oh, that's good. If you don't buy any other parts, buy the exhaust. More than anything, it makes this M4 feel like a supercar. The thing about this straight 6 engine in this generation of M3 and M4 was that it had a really tough act to follow. The V8 that came before it was a high-revving, much-loved masterpiece. But this one's not really down on power. It's got 317 kilowatts and 550 Newton meters. And that's pretty much the same amount of torque as you get in a Lamborghini Huracan. And sure, it's turbocharged, but it's a turbo that you can only really hear. You can't feel it. And that's how turbos should be. I think this engine just had bad PR all along. It couldn't really tell you what it was capable of, and now it can. Right, let's go over our supercar checklist. It's uncomfortable on bumpy roads, it's very fast, it's definitely loud, and it has looks which make people go, oof. But where the M4 differs from your typical supercar is in terms of its usefulness, its practicality. Behind me is a boot which you can actually fit things in. And look at this, I'm sitting in the back seat, and there's more than enough space for a relatively normal-sized human. It's very strange. With the sort of performance and performance figures that would bother the fastest cars out there, this M4 is flirting with being a real supercar. But it's still too affordable, it's still too practical, it's still based on a 4 Series. Even still, it pushes the envelope of what normal cars can be. It's so accomplished. And what it really does is make me wish that BMW built a fully fledged supercar, because it would be phenomenal.